Yeah, it's on 11th May 2024. Now, wow, I've woken up with a very cold feet because yesterday I just slept at almost at 11 or 10. It was about 10 or 11 in the night, at night anyway. So, and I was working on my this video that I have been postponing for the past, I don't know, 5 or 6 days. So yesterday I decided to do everything, do the color grading, finish on the script. Actually, I said yesterday that I'll finish on the script. So I wrote the script. I did the AI voiceover. After that, I merged everything. After that, I worked on the logo. I put it in the video, and now I posted it on the MaxiPi YouTube channel. And after that, I opened the Instagram for MaxiPi. I didn't. Okay, I need to have a social media presence on that YouTube channel. So because it's a platform. So after that, that's it. I guess what is left is that now I start looking for content which I'll be making. People will be consuming. But I first want to start with GitHub so that it can give me a direction. It can kind of give me that kind of experience that now how will I be doing this. Like for example, if I'll be doing 2 videos per week, how will I be delivering that in a very simple language? Because that's my main focus, that I deliver the content as in a simple language as possible. Whatever is being talked on the channels that are being talked about, now I do this in very simple language that even a beginner who has never heard of GitHub, who has never used GitHub, will be able to understand what it is. Now it's me to figure out, and fine. Now that's today's work. My today's work is to learn logo animation. I saw an Adidas logo animation, and this is what I'll practice on today. Learn how it is done. Then after that, I'll start practicing with other logos, and I guess with that I'll get the experience. First-hand experience. I'll be done. So I slept yesterday very late with cold feet. I never feel cold when at night here, because usually the walls are made of stones. So rarely will you find my cold feet cold. So yesterday it was okay, abnormal. I even felt abnormal. Is it because I was working late in the hours? That is why I got the cold feet, because I worked on that video for almost from almost 4 to 10 in the or even 10 in the night. So all that time I was just doing that 1-minute video, bro. I've just learned a lot. That kind of 1-minute video can take the longest time. So, but it's fine. I have no problem with that. So long as you keep on learning and you keep on improving on your editing skills, it's fine with me. So I've even woken up with the same cold feet. I was in the blankets, but I, mm, I that's why I've decided this morning. It's almost at 10. I've decided let me just come to the sun, bask, so that my feet can be. And this usually happens when I don't eat in the evening. Yesterday I didn't eat. I ate very early, almost 5. My supper I ate it very early at 5. Usually when I eat earlier or I don't eat, my my feet are very cold. I don't know. It's through the blood supply. And I hear this saying from Kikuyu that rugare umanaga na nda, like body heat comes from food, and it makes sense to me because this has happened it usually happens for that matter. Even when I'm at home, I don't eat supper, I'll definitely have cold feet. But that's the biology. I'm glad that anyway. So yesterday, it was yesterday. Now after seeing the video, after seeing the life story of Pastor B, he said something that by the way I related with it very much. He said we ask questions of many things, and through the answers we get solutions to our life problems. And it made sense, by the way. We ask questions, and through the answers we get oh bro, these answers are usually very, very aggressive. One has just hit my skin, on my leg. Yes. Oh, we ask questions, and through the answers we get solutions to our life problems. Now, I guess it was on the day before yesterday, I talked about the challenges that I'm facing. Feeling downgraded, you don't have motivation, you don't have that drive to do whatever you are doing. And I go back, he mentioned that he learned, actually he schooled, he went to Michinda primary school for his primary school education, and it just reminded me that I also went to that school. It's called Michinda Primary School. That school was something else. It was hell somehow. It was hell anyway. Actually, it favored us who are the scholars. Usually from class 1 to class 3 were all the scholars, but from class 4 to 8 those were boarders, and they used to sleep at school. It was a boarding school, partially boarding school. So it happened that I remembered the story. I give the story about how my life changed after I joined Michinda Primary School. I became number 1 from that point. Number 1 has been my position from since then. So it kind of reminded me, that statement. And now my life problems, I'm just relating it. When you're trying to solve a problem, don't think inside the box. Also think outside the box. That is why I watch other people's story. That is why I try as much as possible not to do some things fixedly. Like I avoid so much to do things culturally. Like, okay, I just can't explain it, but okay, let me find the right words. Let me compose. So I tend to bring lessons from other things that I watch and I relate to, and it kind of gives me a bigger picture, and my thoughts start to change from that point, because I'm just left with no choice. But I'm that kind of person. If I face a problem in this subject, maybe a certain unit that I'm doing, I'll start to borrow from other units so that I can get the general idea, the solution for that. So that statement that I just heard from Pastor T, I guess it changed something. It changed how I think. It changed a perception of me. So what happened is, now I'm facing that problem. Reminds me of school, how I started with, how I've regained, actually maintained the position, how I've worked hard so that I can be that position one, because of the competitive environment that I was in back in Michinda Primary School. So after now I got I became number one, and I missed that one mark, so that I can get all of the marks in that interview. After that, I said that my life changed, and this is how it changed. So I started thinking, now if I have this capability, and this happened automatically, I don't know, I was actually not aware of myself, but it kind of inside me, it created this competitive that key energy, that key drive, that I should ever stay in that position. I should strive to be that person now, to retain. They say that getting something is quite easy. Now maintaining it is where the job comes in. Also, this can be related with being a parent. Being a parent, doing that, getting that baby is very easy. But now maintaining it is what will define you now as a parent. Now, I felt challenged to maintain that position of number one and becoming number one. And remember, this is a very big school. Very bright. I'm competing with very bright students. I guess we were almost 50. I'm not sure of that in our class now. I schooled in Michinda. I started with people from Michinda. I guess there were 40 to 50 students there, pupils for that matter. So I have to maintain this position. I have to maintain this this ability that I have. I have to maintain this smartness that I have. You're always on top. Usually marks used to be out of 500, so I used to score above for 20 or even for 30. I just went through the report form, and I noticed that the highest that I ever got was, I'm not sure about that, it was about 460 or 470 of all the subjects that we used to do. It was English, Maths, Social Studies, CRE, and yeah, those are the subjects anyway. There were 5. The wind. I just hope it's clear, since I'm against the winds. So I'm in that very hard position of figuring out how I'll be maintaining that position and those marks that I used to get. They were at least high. 400 marks to someone in an average school was something. You are a genius. So it happened that I was in that position. Yeah, and I really worked hard so that I can maintain the position. Only that I didn't have someone to, I was the only motivator there. I was the one who used to motivate myself, and that was it. But they struggled. But now here comes the moment of transition. So I've now finished the lower class, lower primary school. That is from class 1 to class 3. So I need to shift to for class 4 in primary school, and this when we, what do you call kuhama in English? We moved to another place, and remember we are living at one part of in Elbagon, and now we are moving to another place. So actually that was not the nini, but we migrated. We actually moved from one place to another. We moved. It was a place called Mastima in Elbagon, and we moved to. Is it okay? I usually consider that place as Salama, but people call it Kasarani. So we moved from that place, and I remember Mastima is near the school. Mastima is near the school, and I used to move from home to school and to and fro in that manner for the next, I guess, 3 years. Okay, this is in 2009. 2009 I'm in Mastima. 2010 we are still in Mastima. Now in that 2010 is when we moved to Kasarani, and now I'm still in the same school. And what it did, okay, now we moved to Kasarani. The distance that I'm covering from that place to here is quite a distance. Almost, bro, it's almost 5-6 kilometers. School from home, and I have to adjust. I'm going to the same school, and usually my cinema from to that school was about 1 kilometer. So now a burden has been added. But I continued staying in that school, schooling in that school. Schooling is it English really? But anyway, I don't care. Let me just go to the point. I'm beating around the bush. So we moved to another. We moved to that place, and yeah, it reached a point. Sasa, I have to go to class 4, but now boarding in that Michinda high school, Michinda primary school is not an option. Circumstances forced me to go to another school. That is St. Peter's primary school. Now it was nearer now to Kasarani. At least now the burden of walking has been reduced greatly. So this is in 2012, I should think so. Yeah, 2012. So I got admitted to that school without the interview. Remember, I'm from this big school, so when you are going to that St. Peter's, they know you are very bright. And I was very bright for that matter because I think I remember very well. It was number, when we did the last exam in Michinda, I became number 2, and I felt bad. By the way, I felt very, very defeated with this person. I felt very, I don't know. And it was this guy who never appeared in the top 5. And how he came into that picture of becoming number 1, I don't know. But I felt defeated. I sure remember I became number 2. in the last exam in that Michinda primary school. And the one who defeated me was called Gabriel Kimutai. Gabriel Kimutai. And I don't know how, but we met each other at, now in secondary school. Now let me continue with my main story here. So remember, from class 1 to class 3, there's this competitive environment that I have. People are competing with me. I'm seeing the danger of just losing that number one. So I'm working extra hard so that I can make sure I'm in the top, uh, the top students who are academically. So naturally, with me, when I'm offered that, competitive advantage, and I see myself losing, bro, I better do everything else, but maintaining that position is what I want. So it was not a problem. That is why I usually topped on the class, in the class or on the class. I used to top on the class list, top performing students. So I say to myself, oh, now I go to this, at the moment of transition, I go to this school which is an average. It wasn't known for higher achieving, extra what, extra amazing, should I say extra amazing? Yani it was that average school. Yeah, okay, some are achieving, some are not, but the big number is that they are not. So you have come to this school. Of course, we migrated with other people who had come from Michinda primary school. Some few individuals, maybe I can talk of 4 or 5. Ain't sure of that, but we came with them into this environment, new school, and we start learning. Now I've come to this place. The first year, now in class 4, I'm performing very well because I still have the drive from Michinda. I want to show those people that we are geniuses from that school. Okay, fine. I don't have a problem. By the end of that year, exam, end of year exam, I became number 1. Actually, is it number 1 or number 2? I am not sure. But I had almost 426 marks or 416. Just be between the two. I remember it was a 6 at the end. So I became number 1 at that school. Now the following year, no one is offering the competition that I want. So I'm like, okay. When you are put in a position where, okay, you are the best, fine, but you are not being offered competition, you find that they start luxury you start having. You start to relax. You're not putting the effort because there's no drive. I'm not being offered any competition from that school. So you are just there. I'm the king. Since I am leading, let me just relax. And that was the worst mistake that ever happened with me. I think I should have realized that, because, bro, I was actually comparing myself. If I could have started school in this St. Peter's Boys, and if I started school now that I started school in Michinda, where could I be right now? And I compare the two, bro. If I could have joined St. Peter's in class 1, bro, I don't know where I could be right now. Even I'm not even sure that I could be in university right now. I'm not even sure. I don't know. It is by God's grace, but that I went to that Michinda primary school because it offered me that platform of just believing in myself that I can do better. If I could have gone to St. Peter's Boys, the same performance could be okay. Nisa, I could maybe I could have maybe I could have topped, but not with those marks that I used to perform in with in Michinda. It could have been a different case, by the way. And I see God in my life, and I'm like, bro, hey, some things happen in my life, and they kind of gave me direction to my destiny. And remember yesterday's topic, your destiny is very personal. This comes into play. So I move into this school. Now, the next year it is in class 5. Class 5. Remember, I'm this in this relaxed mood. No one is offering the competition, so I'm the one ruling the number one. I'm also number one. And this position, I never lost it. By the way, I never lost it. So, so, yeah. So there comes this point where I have to do this exam. It is called JESMA. It usually has it was composed of I don't know if it was JESMA or something. I guess the exam had a very, each paper had its color. Like social studies has this green or yellow. English has this white only. Kiswahili has this blue. It used to depend on that. So I do this exam. I guess it was in the middle of class 5. I should remember, yeah. So I said to myself, okay, somehow it used to be known that JESMA exams are very difficult. And you see those papers with different issue. JESMA, what they used to do is that they used to copy, kind of copy the KCPE at that time, because KCPE was composed of each paper had its own color. Each paper had its own the way I have just explained it. English, it has this white color. Kiswahili has this blue color. Social studies has this yellow. The paper itself is yellow. And the emotions that these papers used to bring, this JESMA, is that these papers are very difficult. It's like you are doing the KCSE. So this kind of affected me. I don't know how, but psychologically I just lost the battle. So I'm doing this exam, and the marks that I ever got, the lowest that I ever got. I don't know if it was in class 5 or class 6 or class, likely it was class 7. It should be class 5 or class 7. I got the lowest marks that I ever got. It was about 296 marks out of 500. Bro, even the class teacher was astonished, was surprised. And I'm number one, yet I'm getting 296 marks. By the way, I even hid the the exam card from my parents because I knew this is trouble. This is trouble. By the way, I was looking for trouble because my mom was usually very concerned with my academics, but this time I guess I didn't. JESMA was not very official at that time. Not that we usually had first term exam, middle term, second term, and third term exams. Those were at least parents knew. But for this JESMA, I guess it was extra exam from the school, and that is how I escaped the matrix. And I did not show my parents, the marks that I got. And yeah, that was it by the way. And from that point I knew, okay, from that point when I got those 290, it was 296 or 297 marks, I said to myself, bro, you have gone this far because you are not being offered competition. And when I look at it right now, it was because I did not have that competition around me, that competition near me. And since I didn't have that drive, that internal drive, so that I can be the best of the best, it was tough on me. I struggled a lot. I struggled by the way. So it happened naturally. And this one I'm just going back and realizing that some things happened, and I was not aware of myself. I was not aware of the solutions that I could come up with them. So after that, I started to pull up my socks and improve on my academics. So I get back to getting almost 350 and above. I struggle. You get 370, 380 out of 500. And I kind of relaxed. Until bro, I need now not to work hard because I'm not feeling the competition. And this trend continues for the next is it 3 years until I reached Form 3. At Form 3, no, it is class 8. And that lack of competition, I guess, somehow affected me in one way or the other. So I said to myself, fine. No, actually not. I said to myself, now that is the story. I never gave my all in my primary school because I didn't have that competitive advantage. That's it. But it reached a point I have to work hard before KCSE now approaches. I got almost 406 marks out of 500, and I knew that I'm straightforward getting almost 370 and above in my KSP. I don't know what happened, but things happened, and I wasn't able to maintain that. I tried so much, but I was struggling to maintain that position, to get those high marks without Nini. But now I depended on the competitive environment near me, which lacked. I didn't have someone who, okay, now I need to compete with this guy. No one offered that, so that I can compete with them, and so that I can compete with myself. Now the problems that I talked about the other day, it was actually a day before this, a diary that I did before yesterday, that you feel you feel demotivated, you feel somehow down, because I guess what I've come to learn about myself is that I depend on other people so that I can be successful in this aspect. They have to offer that competitive nature, that competitive environment. They are when I want to become big, when I want to become good in something, I must associate with people who are in higher positions than me. That is the only way that I can improve myself, and I should think that is something that I should actually mend. Make a change to myself, because it's not making sense. Like right now, I'm in that relaxed position. I'm not moving out of my knee so that I can work on my dreams to whatever I want. I'm expecting an external force to But now reality is now hitting me that no, it's not going to be like that. You have to be your own competition. And now I just woke up with that mood. I just woke up with that, you feel that okay, now I need to find some reference so that I can start working on myself. I need to find someone bigger than me, someone who has been here, so that I can emulate him and even become better than him. And there's questions that I ask myself in that video, that diary. How will I improve myself? You feel downgraded. How will you make sure that you are not in this position tomorrow? I guess now it is clear. I've gotten an answer, and through that answer of my life reflection in lower primary school and the upper primary school, I guess I've gotten a solution for myself. I've gotten something to rely on. I just need to just find competition, because that is how I work. With me, I don't know. I've tried enough to get drive from myself, but there's this motion physics, motion law, that an object cannot move unless acted upon by an external force. I really need to find some reference. Now this is especially for if I want to become big, if I want to be successful, I have to find someone who has been successful, and I want to emulate him and even become better than him. And I'm specifically saying him. For her, I don't think. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm a feminist. Someone who is based on gender, but a male figure would just make a good version of what I'm looking for. So I've kind of gotten a reference, so I have to look for reference, and I'm getting some ideas, so that within 1 month I make sure now I've started making these habits in my life that are going to improve myself, that I'm going forever to live on. Because this one I'm answering myself, I'm getting answers to the questions that I was asking. Do I really have habits in my life, or do I do things just for the sake of doing, because they need to be done? I realized I do things for the sake of being done. So I try to create a habits for that matter, small habits. Let's say I wake up at this time. What do? I don't do anything. Do I read a book every day? I don't. To improve my communication, yes, it has improved for the last 2 weeks that I've been doing these diaries, but have you really looked at the details of this communication? Don't know if the music is affecting me. This audio. These are singers who are in this school to practice their choir. I should think so. They've come to practice their songs because they are all wearing brown. So, but okay, let me just mind my own business. So I just have to find someone, and I've started to get the ideas. That should be the owner of Guild. It's an apparel company. You know that owner of the company? I should now study him and start to compete with him. That's the only way that I can just be successful, and it all starts today. So I said that to myself that if I finish that video, I'll structure my time, that how I'll be using the time here on while I'm here for the next, I don't know how many weeks, but there are very few days. And from that time that I'll be here, I want to make sure that I make the the best version of myself. And from that point, I guess my life will depend on that. So I find this owner of Guilty to is called, is it Ryan? But I'll go, I will dig deeper, so that if I want to be a good a big person, a successful person, I just want to find some reference and offer and give, actually look at that as a competition. That's enough to drive me the whole on the things that I've planned that I'm doing. That is enough. By then, that is enough, and I actually know myself. I actually find some competition. This, that's it. You cannot compete with me if you just give me that a chance to be, you know, to maintain the position, to prove that I can be able. And I've gotten the solution by the way. I didn't by the way, this topic came as a surprise. I didn't plan for it to talk about it, but since it has come, I guess it's now time. Today I'm planning my time now. Since I finished that video, I said I'm making structuring my time on the what I'll be doing. Remember, every day I have to do the motivation video. So today I'll be working on the Storyfy legacy. I rebranded the channel, and after that will be it. That will be it. I think I'll be done with everything. Now from tomorrow, I start making content daily. And the content that I'm making daily is for Maxi Feature. No, Maxi Feature will be maybe 2 or 3 videos per week. And for Storyfy Works, that was Maxi Feature Pyrotech. This has to be 2 or 3 videos per week, but they'll be long anyway. So the videos that I'll be doing is the Storyfy Works and the Max Feature. No, and the Max Size. So I have to plan for that today. I even have a book in my pocket right now so that I can do the necessary. So that's that for today. Tomorrow will now be another chapter. I'm starting to make content. And today I'll look at the videos of people who have done Git and GitHub and see how they are delivering the content, what they are missing on. Now the weak points, I start now covering them in that simple language. And that will be it. I'll be done for the day today. That is the plan for today. And I guess that's today's diary. I feel very compelled. And anyway, I'll talk about it tomorrow. And that's it. Adios.